Hi, hello, and welcome back to another video for this series, Spooktacular Saturdays. You guys asked for it, and I'm giving it. Today we are reviewing the Perron Family Haunting case. Now, before I get on with the story, if you do not know what this series is, every Saturday I upload an episode reviewing and going through different paranormal or not cases that investigators or demonologists like Ed and Lorraine Warren have been through. This series we're mainly focusing on Ed and Lorraine Warren's cases because, first of all, I am a big fan of their work, and second of all, they are the best, period, full stop. If you get triggered by paranormal investigation stories like this one today, this video is not for you. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the video. All the links to the articles and case files will be in the description box below. In January 1971, the Perron family moved into a 14-bedroom house in Harrisville, Rhode Island. In another article, the property was said to be 200 acres big. The mother's name was Carolyn and the father's name was Roger, and they had 5 kids together. They were all girls. Carolyn had allegedly researched information about this house and found out that this house was in the possession of the same family for 8 generations. That's a really long time. And that many of them died on the land under mysterious or horrible circumstances. Several of the children were drowned. Okay, hold up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that remind you of the countless drowning of children scenes in the Curse of La Llorona? I'm pretty sure it does. One was murdered, sadly, and a few had hung themselves in the attic. Now, why the attic though? It could literally be anywhere else, but it had to be in the creepy ass, nasty ass, infested with rodents, creatures, and the ass attic. When the family first moved into the house, they noticed the phenomena happening almost instantly. It started off with Carolyn noticing that the broom would go missing or seem to move from place to place on its own. She would hear the sound of scraping on the kettle in the kitchen when no one was there. The girls began to notice spirits around the house, and most of them were harmless, but a few, however, were there to hurt and were angry. The spirit depicted in the film The Conjuring was the worst of them all. But I do remember that name from the film. Meh. Whoever the spirit was, she perceived herself to be the mistress of the house and resented the competition my mother posed for that position. Andrea Pearson said this. She was the oldest of the 5 girls and the author of the books House of Darkness, House of Light. The family had lived in the house from 1971 to 1980. Now that I think about it, why 9 years though? Literally, if I was in that situation, I would have been out of that house in a literal heartbeat, no questions asked. When Andrea was asked why they had never left the house, she answered by saying, "I hear that question almost every day. I think we were supposed to be in that house and share our experiences with the world." The Pearsons stayed away from the dirt floor cellar, which was a spirit hotspot, except when the house's heating equipment would fail, forcing Roger to make repairs. He would go downstairs and feel this cold, stinking presence behind him. It turns out there actually was a real person named Bathsheba Sherman that lived on the property. in the mid-1800s. But she was rumored to be a Satanist. But like, good Gatsby, what a world. There was evidence that she had been involved in the death of a neighbor's child, though no trial took place. She was buried in a nearby Baptist cemetery in downtown Harrisville. Now, a Satanist being buried in a Baptist graveyard, let alone a Baptist church. Something about that just doesn't sit well with me. So, the Puritans believed it was she, Bathsheba, who was tormenting them. According to Andrea, the family would experience other spirits as well that smelled like rotting flesh and would cause the beds to allegedly rise off the floor. Oh, I forgot to mention, so this is a picture of the 1800s, and this girl in the red is allegedly Bathsheba Sherman. I don't know who that is. Another article states that all these incidences about the bed incidences would happen at 5:15 a.m. almost every morning. Over 10 years that family lived in the house, the Warrens would go in and out investigating the house. Lorraine decided at one point to do a seance to attempt to contact the spirits that were possessing the family. But like, I thought that was something we shouldn't be doing, ever. During the seance, this is not Carolyn, this is also Bathsheba. This is also her. Back to what I was saying. During the seance, Carolyn Perron was allegedly possessed, speaking in tongues and rising from the ground in the chair. Andrea claims to have secretly witnessed the whole seance. I thought I was going to pass out, Andrea says. My mother began to speak a language not of this world in a voice not of her own. Her chair levitated and she was thrown right across the room. After the seance, Roger kicked the Warrens out, fearing for his wife's mental state. Also Bathsheba. According to Andrea, the family continued to live in the house due to financial stability until they were able to move in 1980, at which point the spirits were silenced and the hauntings were ceased. This case was so popular it became a movie. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please answer the poll in the top part in the I section of this video, showing me what you guys would like to watch in next week's episode. You can also find the polls on my social media, specifically Instagram, which would be in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a moment when I upload. I'll be uploading non-spooky videos as well, but this is the type of topic that I'm very interested in. Like I say in all of my videos, stay hydrated, stay happy, and don't mess with the wrong giraffe. That's all for now. And bye. Oh. Bye. Nope. And bye.